Well, we have said well, in the previous classes we were checking some conditionals, but here we are checking a use of if plus will in the same clause. We said that it is not very common to use if and will in the same clause, because if is part of the conditional clause and will is part of the result clause. But there is an exception. Oh, okay. Let's start checking. So for letter C, Rebecca, can you start reading this, please?
Yes, teacher. We don't usually use if, will in conditional clauses. However, we can use if, will when we talk about a result of something in the main clause. Compare, compare. Open a window if it will help you to sleep, or if it helps you to sleep, helping you to sleep is the result of opening the window. And I will be angry if it turns out that you are wrong. Not if it will turn out. Turning out that you are wrong is not the result of being angry. In the request or with the meaning, if you are willing to, or if would to be more polite. If you would take your seat, ladies and gentlemen, we can begin the meeting. In real conditionals, when we want to show that we disapprove of something, in this case, will is stressed in the speech. A. I'm tired. B. Well, if you will go to bed so late, I'm not surprised. Notice that we can use if won't when we talk about a refusal to do something. There's no point in trying to teach the class if they won't pay attention.
Well, sometimes it feels like they are reading my mind. Well, in these examples, as you can see, we have will in the same clause as if, or in the same clause that in which we have if, but only to emphasize the um, the the consequence of something. For example, we said open the window if it will help you to sleep. But the common sentence would be if it helps you to sleep, open the window. If it helps you to sleep, open the window. But to make just a complete sentence, so and helping you to sleep is the result of opening the window, you can put it in the same clause. So check it. I will be angry if it turns out that you are grown. That could be like the separate sentence. But checking in the second part, this part is not the result. Check. I will be angry if it turns out that you are grown. This is the sentence. But here you cannot use this the same structure that we were checking, because turning out that you are grown is not the result of being angry. We are going to check some other examples. Here, in the first sentence, if it helps you to sleep, is the result of opening the window. First, you open the window because it is too hot. Then the result of the consequence could be that it will help you to sleep. Yes. But in the second sentence, this part of the sentence, if it turns out that you are grown, this is not the consequence of being angry. That is why we cannot use it. But let me show you more examples. Check. Here in these examples, we are talking about the consequence of something. Hello, Alvaro. Welcome again.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. Well, we continue checking some uses of will, not precisely in conditionals, because some of these refer to, in this case, it refers to the result of something. For example, close the door if it killed the noise out. It is possible to use if and will in the same clause, because this part is the result of closing the door. But a normal way to say this, a more common way to say this, it will be close the door if it keeps the noise out in a general way. But for this special case, we can use will in the if clause because this is the consequence. Keeping the noise out is the consequence of closing the door. That is why it can be in the same clause. Will and if can be in the same clause. Check the next. Leave a message if it will help you to express your thoughts. So, helping you to express your thoughts will be the consequence of leaving a message. You leave the message, so it will and this will help you to express your thoughts. So we can use it in the same clause. We can use it in the same clause because helping you to sleep is a consequence of, helping you to express your thoughts is a consequence of leaving a message. Again, another one. Take an umbrella if it will protect you from the rain. Taking an umbrella, well, in this case, the result is that it will taking an umbrella will protect you from the rain. So it can be in the same clause. It is the only case in which we can use if and will in the same clause. Because protecting you from the rain will be the consequence of taking an umbrella. Check another one. Postpone the meeting if it will allow more participants to attend. If you postpone it 3 or 2 or 1 week later. So in this case, we can use if and will in the same clause because this the fact that it allows more participants to attend will be the consequence of postponing the meeting. Only if it is the consequence, the result, let's say. Another example, simplify the instructions if it will make the process clearer. If it will make. If simplifying the instructions will be if making the process clear will be the consequence of simplifying the instructions, it can be in the same clause. Let's try to write more examples. Can you help me with more examples? No? I will write one more for you. In this case, we don't need a comma because we have if in the middle. Give a short review. If you can see, there is no subject in the first clause. It is just a command. And in general, it is like a suggestion. Give a short review if it will help your students to understand the topic. Who is there? Ay. Okay. Rebe is, okay. Rebe wrote another one. I would say, check it. To make it shorter, Rebe, I think your sentence is right. You can put on my sweater if it will make you feel warmer. Or you can only say, put on my sweater if it will help you to feel. Refrigeradores. Estufas. So I think your example is right, Rebe. Put on my sweater if it will help you to feel warmer. So you can also say, you can put my sweater if it helps you to feel warmer. But as this help you to feel warmer is the consequence of putting my sweater, you can use will in this condition, in the if clause. Okay, another example. Who wants to write one example? You can write it or you can tell me your example. Who says me? No? Okay. Try to think of an example. Okay, let's try one example, Lou.
I'm thinking about it, teacher. I'm gonna type in on the chat. Just give me a
I will write another one using what you have. Okay. Alvaro said, let me write it here. Yes, I think it is right. It is like saying, if you think it will, so let me, I cannot copy it. Yes. Let me check. Yes. Read a book if it will help you to improve your vocabulary. And the long phrase would be, if it will, read a book if it helps you to improve your vocabulary. But here, as helping you to improve your vocabulary is a consequence of reading a book, you can use it. But you have to be sure that the second part is a consequence of the first one. Okay, a very good example, Alvaro and Rebe. Okay, I will write another one. This is for Lou. Take your time if it will take your time if it will help you to come up with a good example. Okay, Lou wrote another one. Let me write it here. Let's check it. It says take off the subtitles when watching movies. Okay, if it will help you to improve your listening. You can say when watching movies or while watching movies, both of them. Okay. I think it is a nice example. Hello, Gabby. Welcome to the class. Good night.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Gabby. So we are checking, Gabby, we are checking a structure in which will is possible well, in which it is possible to use if and will in the same clause, because we commonly use if in one clause and will or good in the other clause. But in this case, it is possible only when the part of the consequence or the result, let's say, is when the when we are talking about the result of something.
Okay.
So another example. Okay. Rebecca wrote another example. Let me write it here. Take a cookie. Ooh. Take a cookie if it will kill the craving for food. Your craving for food. Ooh, yes. So if or only if the craving for food, if it will kill the craving for food. Okay. This is in the case of the concept, the result of something. Okay. Then we are going to check some examples in which we are using the same instructor in order to talk about things that we disapprove. Check. Chin. It is about Israel. If you will procrastinate, of course, you will feel stressed before the deadline. So it is like very evident that it is possible. You can say it in another way. You feel stressed. You will feel stressed before the deadline if you will procrastinate, both with the how do you say this, with will in both clauses. As we let's review the examples that we were checking a moment ago. Here it says here, I think it is at the end that we have this. Let me clear my drawings. Where is it? Here. Well, if you will go to bed so late, I am not surprised. You can also say, I am not surprised if you will go to bed so late. So when you disapprove of something, maybe you know that I procrastinate a lot. So you would say, if you will procrastinate, you will feel stressed before the deadline, both with will, because it is something disapproving. Maybe I tell you, I always procrastinate. So you said, you will feel stressed before the deadline if you will procrastinate. Talking about a disapproving result in the future. You can also say this in general. You will feel stressed if you procrastinate. But as feeling stressed is also the as willing as will procrastinate is also the consequence. You can also use it, but in this case we are talking about something disapproving. The next, it says, I told him it was a bad idea, but if he will insist on doing this, on doing his way, he will have to face the consequence. The disapproving part is here. If he will insist, you think that this is something bad. If he will insist. Also here, if she will keep ignoring her responsibilities, it's no wonder she's facing issues at work. Talking about something that it is disapproving, but you think it is going to continue in the future if she will keep ignoring her responsibilities. Very formal, I would say, but sometimes we use it to emphasize the thing that you think that it will continue happening in the future. Something bad that will continue happening. If he advised them on the importance of regular maintenance, but sorry, I've advised them on the importance of regular maintenance. But if they will neglect the car, breakdowns are inevitable. If they will neglect, meaning if they will continue neglecting the things that they have to do, their responsibility. Oh, teacher, I love you. This is, as I was telling you, very formal, but used when you want to say, this is bad, and I think it will continue happening in the future. As in the example. I will, if you will procrastinate. So for example, maybe I tell you, I have a lot of work and I am very worried. But you have seen that I have been procrastinating for a long time. So you will say, if you will procrastinate, of course you will feel stressed. Okay, so it is just something that we want to emphasize, to say, as in some cases when we say, I do love you, you use the auxiliary to emphasize the thing that you love, the fact that you love someone. I do love you guys. It is the same case here. You emphasize by using will in the if clause, or the complete structure. Well, the next example, if you will always interrupt others, people may find it challenging to have a conversation with you. Again, we use if plus will in order to express that you think it is something bad, something disapproving, and you think it will continue happening in the future. Okay, an example. Okay. For example, I tell you, I think I am quite fat, guys, and loses. Well, if you will continue eating junk food, or it can also be negative. If you won't stop eating junk food daily, you will face you will face really bad consequences. Okay, let me write it. Can you tell me the example again, Luke? I am.
It was mine, teacher.
Rebe, sorry, Rebe. I am a little fat, guys. And Rebe says, mira, cálmate, Rebe.
If I won't stop eating junk food daily.
I think this is something that another person would say, not yourself.
Okay. If he,
if you
won't stop,
if you won't stop
junk food daily,
eating junk food daily. Sorry.
You will face a really bad ill.
You will. You can say you will get worse. Like, or as you said, you will face a really bad illness, or you will get ill. So you in the expression, in if you won't stop eating junk food, this part you say this in this way because you think it is something that will continue happen. Okay. Well, who wants to write another example? Thank you, Rebe. Okay. Who says me? For example, if I say, I don't have any money, guys. What could you say using this structure? I say, I don't have any money. Hi, my camera. What happened to my camera? I don't have any money. So you can say what? Yes, Gabby.
If you won't stop spending
Yes.
on useless things.
Oops. How did you know, Gabby? If you won't stop,
You won't stop spending on useless things.
Useless. Bicycles are not useless, Gabby. For example, I don't have any money. I say that. So Gabby says, if you want to stop spending money on useless things, I see no other outcome. Like it will continue happening if you don't stop spending more money or spending a lot of money on useless things. Well, Luke wrote an example. Let me write copy it here. It says, if she will keep on smoking, it's no surprise she will get a pulmonary disease. Yes. So horrible, but you are true. Maybe she's coughing. And she says, oh, I feel quite ill. And Lou would say, well, if you will keep on smoking, it's not surprising that you will get a pulmonary disease. I think it is a good example. Okay? So in this case, we use if plus the subject plus will to emphasize the disapproving or the fact that you disapprove of something. Okay? Well, who wants to write another example just to continue with the next? Tan, tan, tan. Yes, Alvaro. Can you give me one?
I am thinking. Just a moment.
Okay. Imagine I tell you, Alvaro, another one. Um, mm, mm, uh, I am always in a hurry. But you have seen that I am very disorganized. What can you say in this case? I say, I am always in a hurry. Or I am always late. I am always late for class. What would you say using this example? Okay. If you won't wake up early, that could be using a negative structure. If you won't wake up early, you will always arrive late. You will always arrive late if you won't wake up early. But in this case, well, you can say it like this too. If you won't wake up early, you will always be late. Or if you won't organize your time, you will always arrive late. I think here you need a comma here after early. If you won't wake up early, you will always arrive late. So I know these structures are like, oh, very, very advanced. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot, just to have this, I am going to take mine and I will send it to the WhatsApp group in case some people want to have it. Well, then the use of these expressions in request, formal request and refusals. When you say no in a polite way. Let me erase everything here. Well, check these examples. Can you read them, Álvaro?
Yes. Request. If you will kindly proofread this document, kindly proofread this document, we can finalize the report. Continue? Okay.
Please.
If you would review the proposal, we can discuss any necessary revision. And the next, please, if you will take a moment to consider the offer, we can proceed with negotiations. And next, if you will sign the contract, we can move forward with the project. And the last one, if you would provide your feedback, we can incorporate it into the final design.
Design. So in this case, as you can see, it is not because you disapprove of something. It is because you are making a formal request. You are asking someone or an organization or a group of people to do something, but in a very formal way. That is why we use if plus will. And also the selection or the election of your words should be very formal too for all the sentence because it is a formal request. So if you will kindly answer my question, we can continue with the class. Oh, teacher, if you will kindly. So remember, it is one structure. Well, some occasions in which will and if can be in the same clause, but usually in common conditionals, it never happens. Only in these cases because they are like some formal exceptions. In the case of the second one, we use good because it is also formal. If you could review the proposal, we can discuss any necessary revisions. If you could tell me your name, as we say in Spanish, si fueses tan amable, or si fuera tan amable. So, if you could review the proposal, we can discuss any necessary revisions. And check all the words that we use are really kind. Please. And also, for example, here they use we can move forward. This is very, very formal too. The use of provide instead of give. You can say, if you could give your feedback, but it sounds better because it is more formal. It sounds better to use provide. So if you could provide your feedback, we can incorporate. Check it. Incorporate. Also very formal. Incorporate it into the final design. You can also say we can add it to the final design. But as the structure is very formal, also the selection or the election of your words has to be formal. Okay? Well, then we have some formal refusals when you say no. but also in a very formal way. Hello, Alex. What a miracle. I thought you were celebrating with your girlfriend.
Hello, teacher. No, no
Hi.
girlfriend at the moment.
No girlfriend? Ooh,
Yeah.
you will get one here in this.
Teacher, a question. So
Yes.
in the first sentences that says if you would, we can also say if you will.
If you will.
So will is like more polite.
Both of them are really polite. You can say, if you will review the proposal, or if you could review, like as we usually do it in Spanish, we try to be very kind and very formal in our writings, especially these ones. I would say go a lot in writings, formal writing.
Okay.
Like asking someone very formally to do something for you. Imagine you want to ask something from me. What would you ask? Okay, right. Teacher, if you could, now, if you would kindly, what?
If you would if you would how do you say revisar?
Review?
Review. If you would review my proposal for my PhD,
Oh,
it will be it will be really helpful.
okay. Just try to use more formal words. I think the structure is totally perfect, Gabi. But you can also use if you could revise my proposal.
Revise.
It will be really convenient for or be really
Okay.
really convenient, really advantageous for me.
Okay.
So I think the structure is right. Just remember the election of our words. Another thing that you would like to ask, and I will kindly say yes.
If you would teach meditation, is that correct? If you
Yeah,
would
if
meditate,
you could, let me write it here. If you will or would, kind
I only teach.
teach me
It will be like phenomenal or fantastic.
it will be fantastic, amazing. Another more formal will be delighting.
Enlightening. Okay.
Delighting. If you will kindly teach us, more impersonal. Remember, formal writing is very impersonal. So if you will kindly teach us your secrets of meditation, it will be delighting, teacher. Oh, okay. Well, some people wrote some examples here. Alvaro says, if you want, no. Rebe says, if you could give me a couple, oh, yes, Rebe. Okay, let me write it here. If you could give me a couple of minutes, we could talk about my essay corrections. Well, if you could provide or allow me. It would be more formal. If you could allow me a couple of minutes, you see? So instead of give, I use allow to make it more formal. If you could or if you will allow me a couple of minutes, we could talk about my essay corrections. Oh, okay. Yes, Rebe, it is correct. Well, no more examples? Who says I have an example? No? Okay. Well, formal refusals when you say no. If you have an example, raise your hand. No. Okay. Formal refusals. This is for Alex to read it, please.
Yes. There is no point in rescheduling the meeting if they won't be available at the proposed time.
You're saying, I am not going to reschedule the meeting because they are never available at the proposed time. They can never meet. It happens a lot. So in this case, you are saying no, but giving reasons why you think it is a bad idea. Oh, You could also say there is no point in rescheduling the meeting if they are never available or they are not available. But in this case, you're using if plus will, in this case in negative, to say no. Okay, next one, Alex.
We regret to inform you that we cannot proceed with the project if the budget won't accommodate essential expenses.
They tell you, the budget is going to be very low. So you answer in a formal way, well, we regret to inform you that we cannot proceed with the project if the budget won't accommodate expenses. It is a very formal way to say, no, sorry. You don't want to give me more money? We cannot proceed with the project. Okay, next one.
There is no benefit in extending the deadline if the additional time won't result in a better quality product.
So you are not extending the deadline because you don't think that this will change the quality of the product. So in the same clause, as you can see, you have if plus want. Here also you have if plus want. Okay, next one, Alex.
We appreciate your suggestion, but there is no advantage in launching the campaign if it won't reach the target audience effectively.
So they are planning to cancel the campaign, the launching of the campaign, because you think that the target audience won't be reached effectively. So in the if clause, you write the negative, if it won't. And the last one.
Unfortunately, there is no purpose in continuing the collaboration if the terms won't be renegotiated.
So they are telling you, we want to continue with the collaboration, but we don't want to renegotiate. So you said, unfortunately, there is no purpose. I don't want to continue with our collaboration if you will not renegotiate. Let me write another example. I always wanted to say this when a student says, teacher, can we recheck or review my grade? But imagine this person got, I don't know, 48 out of 100. And the minimum passing grade is 80. 80 or yeah, 80. So you say, I, there is no point in regret, no, in revising your exam. There is no point in revising your exam if it won't sorry guys, there is no point in revising your exam if it won't change the actual grade into a passing, into a passing one. Maybe I made 2 or 3 mistakes, but this number of mistakes won't allow you to pass. So I will say there is no point in revising your exam again, let's say, if it won't change the actual grading to a passing. So it is a formal way, and I am saying it very nicely, chulo de monito, so that no one gets angry. Okay? Do you have another example? Let's ask for victims. Let me see how many victims I have. Some victims. Yes, Gabby. Okay. Well, Luke wrote one example. Okay, let's check Luke's example. Okay, let me copy it. Well, there is no room here, so I will share the whiteboard. It says, I regret to communicate you that I might not attend next class if my appointment for my century permission won't be finished early. Okay. So what happened in that case, Lou? They told you that your appointment won't finish early.
Well, the point is that I'm not quite sure about the time it's going to be. I'm going to be there, so it's not up to me in this case. Although they have a certain period of time to do this tramit, I'm not quite sure about it, right?
So I regret to communicate to you, in this case we communicate,
to you, it's okay.
To you, that I might not attend next class if my appointment for my century permission won't be finished early. Okay. Maybe I am asking you to be early next class or to attend next class. But you formally say, teacher, sorry, I regret to communicate to you that I might not. You can say I might not, or also I will not.
I will not. Okay.
Okay. Sounds nice. Another example, Rebe. Ay, Rebe. Why are you so Rebe? Why are you a normal Rebe? No. Okay, let me write it here. There is no point in retaking the course if you won't make the commitment of attending all the classes. Or maybe, who are you telling this to, Rebe? To a teacher or to another student?
Can you repeat the check?
Another student?
No, I was writing it like something that a teacher said to a student.
The student wants to retake the course, but the teacher says, there's no point in you. You can also say this, in you retaking the course if you won't make the commitment of attending all the classes.
Okay.
Okay. I think it could be. Okay, I like it. Another one. Who says me? Hey, Alex, do you have an example for this?
Not sure.
Imagine I tell you, Alex, you have to pay twice the price. Just because I want. So you say, teacher, I see no point in paying an extra fee if you won't teach any new content during the course. Imagine I always teach the same information, the same
Well,
class.
I just come up with an
Okay.
sentence.
Did you write it here? No. Okay.
No.
Give it to me, please.
I regret, teacher, I regret to inform you that I am not to continue to put up with the course, comma.
That I am not attending.
Yeah.
If
the original price is not respected.
Okay. But a very nice way to say it. A very formal way. I regret to inform you that I am not to continue. Or you can say I am not going to continue, but this is a very formal structure. I like it. I am not to continue attending the course if the original price is not respected.
Or it could also be
but won't be. If the original price won't be, because we are using will. So we need to use want. So you're saying that I still have, you are giving me the opportunity to regret my decision by saying if the original price won't be respected. With this one, you are giving me the option to say, okay, I won't charge you more. I like this example. Okay, Alvaro, yes, Alex, do you have a question?
no. It's just I thought about saying almost the same, but should you change the original price of the course, and then the first part of the original sentence or the sentence I just
Okay.
told you.
You can also use it, but remember, should is it is possible to use should, but I think the meaning would be a little bit different. It is just instead of saying no, you are saying like a suggestion. So it is
Okay.
also possible. Should you not respect the original price, I am not to continue attending. That could be also possible. As using an inversion. Well, the one that Alvaro wrote, There is no point in studying for the next semester if the class will be suspended. Okay. We are using will, but in as a negative. You can say if the class won't be. Also, it is also possible to say if the class won't if the class schedule yes, it happens a lot with teachers at Polytechnico, yeah, that they change the time of their classes without any respect for students sometimes. So you can write this to your teachers. There is no point in studying for the next in studying for with you for the next semester if the class schedule schedule won't be respected. Oh. So you can use it with will in positive or with won't. But in the case of the first sentence, it is because the last part is like according to, well, it fits the meaning of the sentence. If the class will be suspended, or if the class won't be respected. Okay. Problems, questions here? Interesting, yeah? Okay. What do you think of these instructors? Who says me?
I I I want to ask something.
Yes.
In for example, the first that we saw that was when we talk about the result of something in the main clause. For example, in that, is that common to use in English, or it also is is used in formal English?
It is common to use it when you are when you want to emphasize that this will be the result of something. So it is more common in speaking, kind of formal speaking, but not in the first one, the first part. Let me share it with you again. It is more commonly used in formal speaking when you want to show that something is the consequence of that you can do something as a consequence of something else. So if I tell you study tonight if it will help you to pass the exam. It is like saying, oh, okay, you can study all night long if you think it will help you. If you think it will help you, but you are like cutting this part and you say if it will help you. And as you said, well, in this part it is more commonly used in spoken English, but let's say in order to save some words.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Well, more questions or opinions? Who says me? What do you think of these structures, guys? Are they very complicated or not so much? Yes, Lou.
Well, I don't consider that they are so complicated. The point is that as far as we don't use it as often as we should, we are not familiarized with this way of speaking, but it sounds like we said in Spanish, domingueras, and it sounds nice.
But not Domingueras words.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah.
structure, yeah. And and I think it sounds nice, and it would be really useful to try to practice all these structures in our daily speaking, but they are so formal, right? So
Uh-huh.
I guess it's not so common to do it, but
Uh-huh.
it's nice. I like
Just
it.
the ones that we checked a moment ago for the
Mhm.
writing. I think they are very useful for your writings. In case you want to request something formally or express a negative idea or refuse an idea in a formal. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Alex? What do you think?
Mm, well, according to the level we are attempting to apply for, it is important to get to know these structures and this level of formality.
Mhm. Okay. What do you think, Abby? Thank you, Alex.
About how about the phrases?
About these phrases, and in case you have questions, I think it is a good time. Take them
Yes,
out.
as Lou said, I think the structure is not so complicated, but since we don't use them much, yeah, it's something new. But it's good to know because when we see this structure in a book or in a paper, maybe if I don't know this,
Mhm.
it will be difficult for me to understand the article or what I am reading. But now, well, I know that it's a new structure, so it's helpful also. Although I don't use it much, but it's helpful.
Maybe for your writings, Gabby, that you're the essays or the articles that you are going to write, it could be
Mhm.
helpful to put something
Okay,
like. Mhm. We are
okay.
going to. And what do you think, Alvaro? Do you have any questions or?
Um, I think it's important this kind of expression because we need to increase our vocabulary and also um, our expression in order to write a good writing in the writing task.
And well, we are going to check some of these expressions used in keyword transformation exercises, and we are going to try to apply some of these in our writings when we come to them. Okay. Well, some exercises that we need to do from the book. Remember, this book is Advanced Grammar in Use. So if you want to check it, well, it is a good idea to find it. Well, it says, are the underlying parts of the sentences correct? Correct the ones which are wrong. If I will press this button, will it start to record? Do you think it is correct? It sounds like,
No, it's only the action and the consequence, no?
So in this case, this is not the consequence of this, but the other way around. So that is why this is not correct. Because first, you press the button and then the record will start. So in a better way to, well, I would say, you could say this in a normal way. If you press this button, it will start recording. But mm, well, a different sentence with the idea of this. If you will check. You can say record the class. This is a different sentence, I know, but it would be more logical to write something like this. Like saying, you can record the class if you think it will help your students to watch it later or to review it later. So that they can understand the topic. So that could be something more logical, because the consequence of recording the class will be that it will help the students to watch it later. So what are we going to do now? Well, you are working in groups. I think 2 groups, because we are 5 people. You are 5 people. I will open the rooms so that you can analyze every sentence, and you have to say if the sentence is correct, if it applies as the way we have seen it, and if it is not correct, how you will change it to make it more logical. Okay? And to adapt it to this structure. Well, let me open the rooms. Remember the presentation is there. If you want me to send you the link, I will send it. Just give me a second. ¿Qué pasó, teacher? Ya se perdió. Hey, let me copy the link and I will send it in case you need it. Well, remember, you need to open it so that you can analyze it with your partner. So I will allow you to share the screen. Okay, go there, please, guys. Work together. Don't worry. Let's analyze it together. Remember, we need to check what is the consequence and what is the cause, as we were discussing a moment ago with Alex and Lou and Rebe. So let's check it together. For example, in the first one, we said that pressing the button is not the consequence. The consequence is that it will start to record. That is why it is not possible. And a normal way to say it would be, if you press this button, if I press this button, will it start record? So the correct way to say it would be, if I press, in present simple, if I press this, why it is wrong? Because this is not the consequence, this is the cause. First you push the button, or you press the button, and then it will start record. That is why this is not possible. In the case of number 2, is it correct or not? What do you say?
I think it's correct, teacher.
It is correct, Gabby. Because first, this person borrows your bike, and then it will be of some use for this person. And the tricky thing is that you think this part was Alex. Alex got a little confused with this because it is just an abbreviation. The short version, if it will. You can say if you think it will, or if it will be of any use to you. So This is the consequence. It will be of some use to that person. So that is correct. Then number 3, what do you think? Correct or not correct, guys? Tan, tan, tan. I don't know, teacher. This is impossible. What do you say? Correct or not correct? Lou, thank you.
Well, we agreed that is correct.
It is correct because it is the consequence. If the
In the if clause,
in the if clause,
saying the consequence.
if he won't resign, the prime minister would sack him if he won't resign. And I think you can also write here will instead of should. Here, the prime minister will sack him if he won't resign. Or you can say if he don't resign, but that would be the normal thing. But this is the consequence if he won't resign. Okay. What about number 4? What would be a more natural way of saying this? Because this is not the consequence. This is the What will happen if this disease is not treated? It can lead to brain damage. So this is not correct. I'm sorry.
So if the disease is untreated,
that would be the right sentence.
Teacher, but we were checking the part that says disapproving of something. And looking at those examples, we thought that this one was correct. Like, for
This
example,
one?
the number 4.
But this is not something disapproving, Gabby. This is something that will happen as a consequence of something else. Not that you are disapproving. Disapproving is a person has some a bad habit or something that you don't like of this person. I would say that would be more the case of number 3, but not in the case of number 4.
Okay.
So if the disease is not, or if the disease is untreated. If the disease is untreated, it can lead or it will lead or it might lead. You can use any of them. So that remember, the first thing is that the disease is not treated, but the consequence is that it can lead to brain damage. So in this case, it is not possible because the if clause is not the consequence. It is the cause. The cause is that it is not treated. Well, what about number 5? Who says me? Correct or not correct? And what case is this? Don't you can ask? Yes. It is correct, Rebe. Why it is correct? Why is it correct?
Because it's the consequence.
Are you sure?
But I think that, well, I said that it's not correct because I took out the will and I wrote, if you tell me where the vacuum cleaner is, I'll clean the house.
That is possible. That is possible in a normal conditional. But in this case, remember, do you remember polite request? This is a polite request, Rebe.
Okay.
Imagine you say, if you will kindly, or if you could kindly tell me where the vacuum cleaner is, I will clean the house. Both are possible. So here you can say, if you would or if you will. Because it is a formal request. Okay. So if you will tell me where the vacuum cleaner is, I will clean the house. This is a formal request. That is why this is possible. And what about number 6? This is not a request. And what happens first? The person gets in trouble, or the person or the other person complains?
The other person complains.
So is it possible, or sorry, is it correct? Do we have the consequence here?
No.
Not really. Excellent, Gabi. So this is not possible because this is sorry, not the result. This is not the result. The result is that you get into trouble. So this is, let me write it here. This is the result. And here is the cause. The cause is that you will complain about me, but the result is that I will get into trouble. So not possible. But what about number 7? Is
That's
it correct? Yes, Gabi, tell me.
It's correct.
It is correct, Gabi, yes. So, where am I going? Using Zoom is every time more difficult, each time. So, if it will save money, I will go by public transport. If it will save money. So, or go by public transport if it will save money. So saving money is the result. That is why here it is possible. Yes? That is the result. That is why here it is correct. You can, instead of saying I am willing, estoy dispuesto, you can say I will too. So you can have will here and will here. Like showing resolution. I will go by public transport. But in the second one, it shows the result. It will save money. If it will save money, I will go by public transport. Okay? Well, I know it is like very complicated, but try to check the examples that we were checking here in the presentation, and analyze the result of something in the first examples, and also the examples with polite request, here included. Okay, well, problems, questions? I didn't get anything. I didn't understand anything. That is why I consider it is useful to go back into the examples and try to write your own examples. If you want to share them next Friday, I will happy. I will, if it will help you to understand it, I will be happy to listen to you, to review them, if it will help you to understand them. Oh, okay. Questions, problems? Who says me?
No, teacher.
No, not really?
No, we
Okay.
got it.
Well, enjoy this day, enjoy today and tomorrow, and I will see you next Friday. Remember, next week, the class will be on Tuesday, next week. But we still have our class this Friday.
Okay. Sure, teacher.
Well, bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Likewise to all of you. Thank you.
Happy
Thank
Valentine's Day
you.
for
See
everyone.
you.
See
See
you guys.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. See you. How do I stop the recording? I know. Bye.